Hello and welcome to this short little practice that is really about coming into our breath and into a little bit of movement just to help find some coherence and balance within the system when you don't feel like doing a whole lot of movement or too much sitting still. So a little bit of a halfway just to get some things happening, and it can be really effective just to do something shorter and smaller and bring more of your focused attention for a shorter period of time. Can be really wonderful. So welcome. We'll start in any kind of comfortable seat, which can even be on a chair if that feels better for you, or cross-legged or sitting up on the heels. Prop your hips as you would like to. And a moment just to kind of take a few circles out through the shoulders. If you're checking into how your upper body is feeling, you might then take it side to side. I'm going to start off with just getting our energies, more subtle energies of the body crossing over. And this can really help bring some more coherence and kind of de-scrambling to our system. So you can either do this in physical contact with your body, or just actually taking your hands in the same direction but having them just hovering off your body. Either way, it's up to you. They both work. So we'll take one hand over to the opposite shoulder. And if you are in contact with your body, just pressing down, like you're giving yourself that little shoulder massage, and then dragging it across the body or hovering off to the opposite hip. Other side, so coming up, little squeeze, and crossing it over. Do a few more like this. And it's really nice when we're doing any of this stuff, is to keep some sense of focus and awareness on your breath. You might even like a few rounds of out through the mouth, just letting go. We'll take two more to each side. You might be going a little bit slower than me or a little bit faster. Super important to work with this kind of the speed of you. We all have a different speed and pace. I can tend to be a little bit faster, so making it work for you. And then letting the hands come down for a moment. Now you might like to close the eyes, or you might prefer just to soften the gaze down towards the floor. And then this intentional time of stillness to observe how your body is feeling. And again, the quality of your breath. So it's just noticing without judgment. Awesome. And let's bring the hands together. This is a really soothing one, kind of for our nervous system, but really for our sort of fight or flight response. Sometimes if we're existing in a lot of stress, this is a nice one to bring us back down and find that balance. So rub the hands and then shake them off. And then rubbing your hands together, we're going to gently, again, you can either bring them in contact with your face or just hovering off the face if you prefer, but covering your eyes. You might even close your eyes as well. And then dragging your fingers lightly, just gently across your eyelids, take them out towards the temples and really just the opening of the ears. And then we're going to take the fingers up and over the ears, tracing down and behind the ears, come to the back of your neck. And you might like to interlace your fingers here and just for a moment, lean your head back and take a nice full breath. And then when you feel ready, you can let your hands come down over your heart center. Now, sometimes you might want to keep your hands there for a lot longer, and feel free to do that. It can be really, really calming. So we're going to do one more like that. Rub the hands together and let's shake them off. Rub the hands together and bring them over your eyes. Keep your focus and attention with your breath. And then gently sliding the fingers and dragging them across the eyes, out to the ears, up and over the ears, down the side of the neck, interlace the fingers. Again, feel free to hold here. And sliding them down to the heart center. And just a moment of pause. Again, you can close the eyes or soften your gaze. And this time, can you bring your attention to the space underneath your hands? And maybe you notice just the warmth of your hands in contact with the body or just hovering off the body. Maybe you notice any other sensation in the space of your chest or your heart center. And just observing. And then letting the hands come down. Beautiful. So we're going to move into coordinating as much as you can your breath with movement by using the arms. So we call this our moving mountain. So on an in-breath, we're going to reach the arms up over here. And then turn your palms and just exhale, float the hands down. Now, if you're option, you can keep the eyes closed if that feels nice for you. Or you might even let your head and your eyes follow your hands. And just make it yours. Be really curious to what feels the best for you right now. Let's take 2 more rounds like this. Or if you're moving a little faster, it might be more. If you're moving a little slower, it might be less. And once again, let your hands rest. Knowing that if your legs are getting a little frustrated or sore in this one place, you can always change your seat at any point. Take a nice full breath. And then we're going to continue our moving mountain, but this time one arm's going to reach up all the way overhead, and the other arm's just going to come to halfway. So we do this to start to find some coherence between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. So as you're ready, we inhale, then lift up, one hand or one arm all the way up, one arm halfway, and then lower it down. And then, even though it seems simple, we're going to try and remember which arm went all the way up, and then change it over on the next round. So finding your focus, you can just match me on the video or close down your eyes and see if you can mindfully remember which arm went up. Just a really nice way to keep that focus and presence as you move with breath. Take 2 more to each side. Or again, you might be a little bit different with your timing, but about that. And then let the hands rest once again. You might close your eyes and just pause. Can you take a moment, maybe of stillness? And if stillness never feels good, then just keep a little bit of movement, right? Just think what your body is asking for. Fantastic. So we'll come out of the seated position now. And if you'd like to join me, we'll come into a tabletop position. And really be curious when you're sitting up in a tabletop shape of where your hands naturally land underneath your shoulders, where your knees naturally land under your hips. And then maybe you change it, or you just kind of walk yourself around and be, again, curious and notice where it feels more comfortable. And maybe as you do this, you just notice where you feel stronger or more stable with your hands, and maybe a place where you feel a little bit more not so stable. And let's just take that kind of side to side, so you're leaning your body out to one side and then the other. Again, if anything I'm doing doesn't feel right for you, then you can just pause, or you can change the movement to suit you. And then we can change this by just coming forward and back. And if your wrists don't like having this much pressure, it's totally fine. You might, if this works, create like a little fist with your hands. In a minute you can use it like this. Or you might even like to come down onto your forearms and move from here. And if none of those work, you're welcome to sit back and do your heels are in the seat, and then just find a similar movement. So you can slide the hands forward and back. And there's always ways that we can move that really suit and serve your body at a particular time. And then you might like to take this more into our cat-cow action, where we start to tilt the pelvis forward. You find a little more arch. And again, just taking as much as feels comfortable for you right now. At any point, if you feel done, you feel complete, and just pausing, just letting it go, and making it yours. These are just suggested ideas of how to move your body, to kind of move and balance the energies of your body. Now you might say with this, if you want to add on a little bit more so it becomes a slightly stronger movement, you're going to come into an action that's known as sunbird. And you can either do this with just one arm or just one leg, or I'm going to demonstrate it with both. So I'll be using my right arm and my left leg, so opposite arm, opposite leg, and then I'm going to reach out through the toes and through the fingers, and then just slide them back down to where they started. And then I'm going to reach now, left arm, right leg. Again, you can just do it with just the leg or just the arm. But the idea is you want to change sides and feel the weight of your body as it shifts from side to side. Let's take about one or two more to each side. And then when you feel ready, you might sink into a child's pose, letting the hips come towards the heels, maybe your arms come out in front or down beside you. Or you might prefer to sit back on the heels or anything else that feels more suitable. We're just going to take a few rounds, maybe 3 rounds of breath here. And see if you can notice where you feel or you experience your breath in your body. And you might notice that you don't notice that at all, and that's also something to notice. But otherwise, see, can you create a little bit more space? Where's some of this space and expansion in the body? So does your breath allow you to create space right now? Okay. We're going to finish this little mini practice actually standing up. So if you feel done already, then beautiful. Stand back a little bit so you can actually see what I'm going to do here. And this is called Connecting Heaven and Earth. So it's a really beautiful thing to do, just to find a little bit more balance in the body, but also when we're kind of transitioning within our day, it just helps that transition process happen easier. So starting off with your hands just on your thighs, and then really feel that connection of your feet to the surface beneath you. So imagine that there's kind of roots going down through your feet. You feel nice and grounded and present here in your body. And with your in-breath, reach the arms up. And let's bring the hands down through heart center. Okay, now with the breath, inhale, we're going to reach one arm up, one arm down. And I'm pressing through the palms. I'm going to look up and then inhale and hold my breath. And then when I can't hold anymore, I exhale and bring the hands down through heart center. You don't want to force this. That's where it does still feel comfortable. Other side, inhale, reach. So pressing down through your feet as you reach through your arms, hold the breath at the top. And then hands down. Inhale, other side. Inhale. Again. Take one more to each side. Beautiful. Soft bend in your knees and we fold forward and just let yourself hang for 2 full breaths. And then gently let your hands come all the way up. You're going to reach the arms up and then let the hands float down. And finishing with our zip up. So this just relates to one of our central meridians. So the idea is that we're keeping ourselves and our energy protected throughout the day. So we don't get too much affected by what else is going on in our lives. So bringing both hands and just resting on the pelvic bone. Again, you can either let them touch your body or just hovering up, it doesn't matter. And then we sweep up through the center, right to that bottom lip. And then taking it out, and hands come down. Again, like that, sweeping up and down. And this time we're going to do something a little funny. We're going to lock it up. We're going to lock our energy in. So we sweep it up, and then like an imaginary key, you turn, you lock yourself in, and we throw the key away to only where you know where it went. Beautiful. Let's just rub the hands together and shake them off. Maybe you give yourself a little shake. Well done if you made it all the way through. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a beautiful rest of your day.